So yes, the G29, in my opinion, it is still a very good option for this 2023 or even this upcoming 2024. Simracing has grown so much over the past years, and for the looks of it, it will keep growing these upcoming years. To be honest with you, there has been no better time to get into this hobby than today. Now, one of the questions that a newcomer might have always is, which wheel should I buy? And the G29 or the G920, if you are on Xbox, always comes into the conversation. They always steal the spotlight, and for good measure. They have been a standard for the entry-level wheels market for years now. But the question is this the right wheel for you watching this video? Let's find out. Let's kick things off with the wheel itself. The wheel has a very sleek design, in my opinion. It has a very premium touch, a very premium feel to it. The wheel is wrapped in genuine leather that feels very good in the hand. I've used it for a year and it never scratched or got ugly for the time that I used it, and I used it for at least 4 hours every day. So that is a very nice point to have in mind. Also, another cool thing that I like about this wheel is that the paddle shifters are brushed metal, again adding to the premium feel of the overall wheel. And where the buttons are located is also metal. The wheel also comes with a red light on top, letting you know when to shift up. And what this does basically is just adding to the immersion of the game, which is a nice touch to have. Now for this wheel, you will get 18 buttons that are at your disposal and can be customized depending on the game. So if you're on PC, you can customize this to your heart's content. If you are on PlayStation, things can be a little bit limited, and this is just for the games that you're planning on playing. Now, the thing that I don't like about these buttons is that they are mushy in a way. They don't feel tactile at all. So if you're coming from a PS5 or a PS4 controller where you can actually feel the buttons being pressed, this is not the case with this wheel. The buttons, they kind of just mush, but once you're racing, you won't actually notice this, so it won't take you out of the immersion. It's more when you're trying to going through the menus or something like that is when you will feel it. So if that is important to you, take that into consideration. Also, the wheel comes with a twist knob, which is nice, but again, in the year that I've used it, I've never managed to get it to work exactly how I want to the first time. So I'm trying to maybe increase the ABS or the traction control, and I always find it that it's skipping one, or maybe if I'm trying to increase it, it will also decrease it by one. So it will never actually work the way it is supposed to, or I'm not sure if it's just the unit that I had, but that is the experience that I had with the twist knob. But at least it's there. Now, another very cool feature that the wheel has is that it can be clamped to our desk. So this is very helpful in case you don't own a sim rig or a wheel stand. So you can just buy this thing, clamp it to your desk, and start racing from the get-go. However, pro tip here, use a very sturdy desk because this thing, when you're actually using it, you might go over a curb or go through a dirt road or something like that, and this thing will shake like crazy. So if you have your monitor or your PC, your PlayStation or whatever there, everything will shake up with the table. So get a very sturdy table, because if not, something might drop, and we don't want any of that. Now, this set comes with pedals as well, so you get gas, brake, and clutch. However, clutch, take it with a grain of salt in case you're drifting or something like that. but from the get-go you won't get the shifter, so you will have to get that later down the line, and that will set you back at another $49. That's what I've seen it laying around on Amazon. So if that is something that is important to you, take notes of that. For the construction, the base is just hard metal. They have rubbers underneath, so if you place it on the floor, they won't actually slip that much. And they also come with a rug clamp. It's a mechanism where you can clamp it to your rug if you have one, and the thing won't actually move. That's how I used to have it when I didn't have my Simracing. Also, another cool thing about this set is that the pedals themselves are constructed again in metal, which adds to the premium feeling of this whole thing. Now, for the pedals, how they feel, the clutch and gas, nothing special, to be honest with you guys. They don't offer much resistance, and in my opinion, they're just there to do what they are supposed to do, and that's it. Nothing special there. Now, for the brake pedal, this is where I don't really like this set, because the brake pedal is potentiometer based, so meaning depending on where you position the pedal, that's how much brake force you will apply to your car, and that is not realistic at all. So if you've ever driven a car before, you know that depending on how much force you apply to the brake, that's how much you're gonna brake. Don't expect anything too realistic from this pedal set. And also another thing that I don't really like is that it has a long travel where no much resistance is applied until you stop at 70% or 65, something like that, where it becomes very stiff, the brake pedal. So getting to 100 might take you some work, and if you don't own a Simracing, you can actually move the plate and it can mess up a lot of your races. However, given the price point of this whole thing, that it has a wheel and a set of pedals, it is a very decent set of pedals. I've seen other competitors that have a much worse set of pedals that is made all of it for plastic. So it is a nice touch to have some actually hard put into this thing. Another thing that you can actually do is mod the pedal set if you get it. This thing has been on the market for years now, so there are tons of mods available in the market that can improve the overall feeling and give you a more realistic experience for your brake pedal. As for how this thing feels, in my opinion, it feels pretty nice. If you come from a controller, for example, it is a big difference. And one of the things that I like about this wheel is that it has 900 degrees of rotation, which is very good depending again on the games you're looking to play. So for example, if you're looking to drift, the 900 degrees is a must, as well as if you play truck simulators, the 900 degrees will come in handy. Another cool thing is that the wheel has 2.2 Newton meters of force, which is good, but nowhere near as other more expensive competitors on the market. I've seen wheelbases that go for 20 to 25 Newton meters of force, but with 2.2, that's more than you need, since the wheel will actually transmit you what's going on with your car, if you're losing grip, if you're losing your end or your rear. So that is a very nice touch, having to feel the texture of the roads, the dirt roads and whatever, which will immerse you in the games that you are playing, and that is the overall experience that you need. Immerse yourself in the game. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this thing will vibrate a lot. So if you go over a curb or you crash into something, this thing will vibrate like crazy. And the reason for that is because what actually gives you the force is a dual motor with gears inside. So once you go over that, they will start to going in on themselves, and that is what actually starts to vibrate. This is another thing that I don't really like about the set, is that if you are planning on playing your games late at night, after work, or once everyone at your house is sleeping, if you play on the living room, for example, everyone will hear that you're shifting or that you're playing, because the thing, it is very, very loud. In my opinion, this wheel is for someone that owns a PlayStation system, since it is compatible with PS3, PS4, and PS5. You might own all of those platforms and you want to try older versions of Gran Turismo. That is something that you can actually do. Another cool thing about this is that you actually get a software from Logitech, and that will let you change certain parameters. So for example, the degrees of rotation for any game, sensitivity on the pedals, and also the dead zones if you have some. Let's talk about the price of this thing. I've seen it around for $199 on the Logitech site, which if you're planning to buy this thing, never buy it for that price. On Amazon, I've seen it as low as $130, brand new. So if you're planning on buying this thing, never spend more than $150, because then it will not be worth it. This is an 8-year-old system, so take that into consideration. Another option that you could go for, if you don't have that much money, you can go to the secondhand market, which is great. Things like eBay, Craigslist, or my favorite, Facebook Marketplace. And I recommend this a lot because you can actually contact the seller, get in touch with them, and actually try the thing for yourself, because like I mentioned before, it is an 8-year-old system. So if someone bought it day one and have been using it every day for the last 8 years, the thing will wear down. So that will be my recommendation for you. Finish this off, guys. Yes, it is a very good option, still a very solid option if you have a limited budget and if you're just planning on playing your games on your Sony console. You own a PC and plan to use this thing with a PC, there are other recommendations that I can give you. For example, Camus just launched the C5 direct drive wheel system, and that one goes for $250. So that is an option if you're planning on getting. To conclude the video, yes, in my opinion, it is a very solid option for this 2023 or this 2024 if you have a limited budget and if you're just planning on playing on your PlayStation. That being said, there are many other options on the market that you can actually look for that will give you more torque or a more realistic feeling. However, keep in mind that that will actually up the price for those products. But again, that will depend on the budget that you have and the needs that you have at this time. At the end of the day, this wheel will actually give you everything you need to get started with sim racing from the get-go. So you just take it out the box, clamp it to your desk, connect it to your PC or your PlayStation, and start sim racing. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you find it helpful, please leave a like and comment down below if you will get this wheel this 2023 or even this 2024. See you in the next one.